It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Osdol.
Welcome to Car Con Carne. I'm James Van Osdol, and Car Con Carne is a Q&A1 podcast. Car Con Carne is also sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. It's time to transform your home, or if you own a business, time to transform your business with cutting-edge automation. Automation that brings together lighting, security, climate, audio, video. This is smart living, and you just need to talk to my guy Dan. He'll explain how simple it is and how it'll change the way you live and breathe. No joke. Talk to Dan directly. He's a really approachable dude. He would love to take your call. His direct number is 630-730-3728. He'll give you a hassle-free quote. Like, he won't charge you. He'll just lay it all out there for you. Like, what'll it take to make your home a smart home? And if you don't want to talk to Dan, which I can't imagine, he's a really nice guy, you can go to his website, easy-automation.net. So I know I have a lot of musicians, creative types who watch and or listen to Car Con Carne. I want you to meet Tag Publicity. Tag Publicity is a music and event publicity company that is freshly distinctive. Here come a lot of words. Tag Publicity is a full-service entertainment PR, talent development, branding, digital marketing, social media management, project management, distribution, content creation, booking, and public relations company currently headed by Evan J. Thomas. Reach out to Evan directly anytime if you have any PR needs whatsoever. He is deep in it. He knows how to get stuff done. He knows the people to reach out to. Talk to Evan, evanjthomaspr@gmail.com. Also follow Tag at Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok. One final programming note before I bring in my guests. Thursday, May 15th, it is another live Car Con Carne event on stage at Legit Dogs and Ice in South Elgin, 322 South Randall Road. We're recording a full episode on stage, and it's a cool stage, at Legit Dogs and Ice. I'll have live performances and interviews. You'll hear music from Aaron Williams, Karen Shook and Derision Cult, comedy from Chris Bongat, and also we're going to have Carson Souza from Obscurity Brewing joining us on stage to talk about running an independent brewery. How do you make mead? I think there's honey involved. I'm not sure. We'll get to the bottom of it. It is an absolutely free event. Come by, order a hot dog. The food at Legit Dogs is ridiculous. I mean, large, good, decadent food. Come by, enjoy some food, be part of the broadcast, maybe see your face or hear your voice on this very podcast in weeks to come. Legit Dogs and Ice on May 15th. My printer died. Or not my printer died, I just ran out of ink. Mm-hmm. I'm used to printing up all my interview questions, so for this one I had to handwrite them.
Nice.
My handwriting's terrible. Where's your writing at? Is it getting...
Oh, it's horrible. It's
like every
terrible.
year it gets demonstrably worse.
Oh, yeah. I've learned that if I just write in all caps, I'm okay.
Well, that's what I do, but even that, like, it is scrawl.
Yeah.
It almost looks artistic at this point because it's so, like, not natural.
Yeah. Well, it's very similar. I think very similar.
So I'm going to, if I refer to things by the wrong name, if I refer to you by the wrong name, it's just because I can't read my own writing.
That's totally understandable.
Just want to provide the caveat. All right, I've already done the sponsorship stuff, so I'm going to properly introduce you.
Okay.
Seems fair. Post-hardcore trio With Patience releases their debut album, Triptych, on Friday, May 9th, and they'll be celebrating that with a show on Saturday with Orlock, they're amazing, and Deep Tunnel Project. Today, I'm joined by two-thirds of the trio, the Triptych. A triptych, for the record, is a set of 3 associated artistic, literary, or musical works intended to be appreciated together. The 2 members of the band I have with me today are Chris and Lance. Nice to see you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
And we also, off mic, have a member of the aforementioned Orlock, who's here just taking notes, taking inventory of what we're doing here. So let's talk a little bit about the band. But first, so a little bit of an explanation. Car Con Carne started 11 plus years ago, which seems implausible, but it's true. And the general idea when I started was we'd go to restaurants, grab food, eat in the car. It's really hard to keep that going a couple times a week, set up restaurants who want to do sponsorships, who want to do product placement. So I've been doing a lot of episodes just without food, and that doesn't feel right either. So I brought a basket of snacks.
Nice.
Here is said basket.
I thought maybe there'd be like a snake in there or something. The way I was like,
so help yourself. I mean, really,
ooh.
I got a lot of different snacks in there. Whatever feels
that.
right. I've got some jerky. I've got some Pringles, some yogurt raisins.
Look at this. I'm going to go for a weird mix of jerky and yogurt-covered raisins.
Sounds divine. And two of you, please help yourself.
Swedish fish.
Swedish fish are great. I
Chunks.
think Mike and Ike and Swedish fish are some of the great underrated candies of our time. I think you tear at the top. Or
Yeah.
pull apart.
Just pull it apart. Oh, I see.
I think we should split the Swedish fish.
So I think the snack basket is a good solution, right?
Yeah, that's a good solution.
It keeps food in the car. It lets the guests choose their own adventure.
And also, if you keep the basket in here all the time, people won't break in your car because they think there's a cobra in there.
That's right. There you go. Got some cashews if you want some protein. You seem healthy, Lance.
Oh, yeah, I'll take some cashews. Hell yeah.
Do an ASMR podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, eating on Mike, I kind of got over that a while ago, but I know it's not
You
attractive.
don't have any carrots in there?
I know it's not a great thing. So, all right. Post-hardcore. I said that you are a post-hardcore trio, that band with Patience. As a genre, I find a lot of subgenres hard to explain, but as I understand post-hardcore, melody is still a big part of whatever that is. And I hear melody as really one of the red threads through this album.
Yeah, so I think, we write songs with hooks that are,
That's it.
and that's sort of the post-hardcore part of it. Oh, I just dropped part of my, oh well.
What'd you drop?
There's meat on the floor now.
Not the first time.
That's part of the post-hardcore is meat on the floor.
Yeah. Would you like another jerky?
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
I still got to get into these raisins.
All right, fair. So melody, hooks, that's just who you... And you all three are aligned.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, we all kind of bring parts to the table, and then the way we all kind of blend it, and we like the sound of each other's voices more than we like our own, and so it's nice to kind of harmonize that with vocals, and so I feel like we kind of bring a little bit of those hooks to the hardcore with our harmonizations and trading off on vocals.
So let's talk about the fact that the three of you are all singers.
Yeah.
What does that democracy look like as you're trying to figure out what makes the cut for an album, or how the sequencing works on an album? Are you all very polite, or do you almost come to blows as you try to lobby for your own material?
Polite, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had any kind of like pushback to each other on vocals.
Not musically. Not musically.
Not musically. Personally.
Not personally.
No, I think for the most part, whoever brings the riff is usually going to be doing the main vocals. But that isn't always the case, but that's typically the case. It's usually when one of us is sort of like writing a song, we kind of have a vocal idea in mind.
Another thing I noticed about this new album, the debut album Triptych, the production's pretty fucking great.
Well, Lee records everything, so it starts there. Like, he has a lot of knowledge.
Lee, who's the
He's
missing
drummer.
third, who...
Right, who's not here. It's his birthday, though.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
he's not here.
Yeah. Right. He's having cake, we're having Swedish fish.
I got nuts.
Yeah, you do.
So, like, credit where credit is due to Lee for recording this, like, loud and big to begin with, even though it's kind of a painstaking process because we kind of build the parts. We build our parts. We don't ever record in a room together, which might be, I don't know if that's something that you could tell by listening to it, but I don't think it is. And we basically play to clicks, in the basement while his family is doing their family stuff away from the house.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So much of it is the magic that Lee provides. So shout out to Lee. But then he's got people that he's worked with for a while for mixing and mastering, and so Jay Robbins does the mix generally.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's Yeah, you don't like shop around for Jay Robbins, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's rad.
that is rad.
Yeah, and then Bob Weston does the mastering at his place, and so then you end up with a nice big loud record.
Yeah, that's kind of bearing the lead. Jay Robbins, Bob Weston involved with the work on this.
Yeah.
Two heavyweight names.
Yeah, I mean, Bob's like one of my favorite bassists of all time, and so like our first show we ever played, he's there, and you're like,
Right.
it's ridiculous.
Well, okay, when was that first show you ever played?
That was November of 2023.
December.
December.
Maybe. Yeah, December 2023. at
All right,
Burlington.
how did the three of you find each other?
Craigslist.
No, you did not.
Yeah, it was a
Really?
Craigslist ad.
I didn't realize people still use Craigslist.
It doesn't
Well-
seem like it, but that day it worked out.
I had been kind of not in a band for about 14 years. So I'd been still writing, playing around with music, but I hadn't played in 14 years. And I had actually gone to like the punk rock museum in Vegas, and they have like a jam room, and you're starting to play around. And it's actually Jake that was with me from Threadless. Was like, why aren't you playing anymore? And I'm like, I never can find anyone who's into the same really music that I am. I feel like most people my age just want to do like 90s cover bands, and that's not what I was really wanting to do. And so he actually started sending me Craigslist stuff. Like, hey, look, I see someone who's playing drums. And so when I started looking at that a little bit, that's when I found that Lee had made a post. He was talking about being influenced by like Hot Snakes and bands like that. And I was like, hey, this might be cool. So I reached out, and I believe Chris, you and Lee were already kind of working together.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Allie and I make music at home like since ever, but as far as playing like in front of people, like getting out big amps and playing loud, like that had been a minute, right? And so, but we were, I was looking to do that at least at some capacity, and just would check Craigslist all the time, and it didn't seem like really a place where people were finding people to play with. It was pretty frustrating until one day, like Lee's post popped up, and there was like mention of Discord, and like that right there was like enough, you know what I mean? Like Discord, just the reference there. But yeah, there was a bunch of other references in his post, and then like he made himself like fully available to check out like via his YouTube channel, because he does this like Inappropriate Drummer YouTube channel where he plays like metal drums to like pop rock songs and stuff. It's super cool. And so like I was checking that stuff out, and he had like a Swizz shirt on, which is a Discord band from DC, and we're Virginians, so it's like that's the home team. And yeah, it was just like, there's a connection there, and there like definitely was when we played the first time, like right before we got together with Lance. Lee and I played a couple times, and it was like instant,
That's awesome.
like just stuff that I had been working on a little bit, and parts that he had that he wanted to play with stuff, and just so it was rad.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the songs on the album. First of all, you've put out a few videos in advance of the album's release. And Chris, since you currently have the mic, let's talk about It's Time.
Okay.
It's time, it's time, it's time. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
So basically, as society heads into its third act, this is where we're at.
So I don't have any like grand message a lot of times with any of these songs, but I just like words a lot to express things, and so it does have a few different meanings, as it were. But It's Time, We're All Gonna Die, there's a couple ways to interpret it, like, because we are all gonna die eventually.
True.
But then there's the It's Time, We're All Gonna Die sort of mentality of the media or whatever it might be being force-fed to us a lot of times, that are like, they're trying to remind us that like the time is nigh, but just, I don't know.
Well, let's
Just wanna
talk about
live
the
in the
video
moment.
and the media in particular, because playing the role of the media in the video is John Moore of
Sure.
Deep Tunnel Project, who we were
Yes.
playing with on Saturday.
Shout out, John.
Moore of guitar, who you watch him just spiral downward into all kinds of vices as the world is crumbling around him. I gotta say, watching John Moore in a suit in front of a camera, I don't see newscaster. I see like United States Senator.
Oh, okay.
John in that role.
I kept getting David Lynch vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. David Lynch as a senator.
Exactly.
David Lynch as a senator.
There you go.
But clearly the right guy for that job,
Yeah.
for the video. I mentioned that there are videos in advance of the album. I'm guessing the approach was to make sure that each one of you had a song represented in the first 3 videos that are rolled out.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
fair.
Okay.
Triptych.
Well, let's jump to Exit as Instructed, Lance. The video, Chicago, is on display. The L is right there. And the story behind the song is related to Sounds like a pretty awful experience.
Yeah. So I have a panic and anxiety disorder. So it's something I've dealt with for a very long time. And there was an incident on the train where I started, I guess, for lack of a better term, freaking out and, thinking I was having a heart attack or something, when you're, starting to just go crazy. And one thing I found that can help me is to say things out loud or find something to focus on. And at that point, there's the warning signs on the L train where it's like stop, listen, exit as instructed. And so I just kind of kept repeating that and looking at it over and over again, and that became the chorus of exit as instructed. And the lyrics are a little bit chaotic, I would say, about and kind of personal, but just about everybody's personal anxieties, not just my own. But yeah, it's a pretty aggressive song.
Does being in a band help level out those feelings, or does it sometimes exacerbate those issues?
Most of the time, it levels it out. I think it took a little while. It's been nice when we first started playing. We started playing quite a bit, and so there's definitely some anxieties that come with performing live again that you have to sort of deal with. But I think for the most part, I think what's been cool is, Lee and Chris have been so easy to work with, and we kind of flow together that there's kind of a camaraderie, I guess band of brothers type feeling where I don't get the anxieties I would in past projects where I felt maybe I was a little bit more alone up there.
Band of Brothers. And then the video that just debuted, as we're recording this, False Memories, a Lee song. And he's the better person to speak to this, but it's basically about false memories from childhood.
Yeah.
He came to realize as an adult that Fresca was a lie.
Right.
Which I disagree with. I enjoy Fresca. It's a grapefruit soda. I think it's more refreshing than people give it credit for. It's not overly sweet, which I think is part of the Fresca charm, but I'll wait to talk to Lee about that. Yeah. So, talking about Exit as Instructed, talking about the intensity of that, you open the album with Let Bygones Bury the Hatchet, which seems to be a suitably intense way to kick off the album. That's kind of like the mission statement of who you are at this stage of the band.
Yeah. That song kind of came out of some political frustration of people thinking they were better off under certain circumstances when you can't give up on fighting for your rights and fighting for other people and fighting for marginalized people. So that's kind of how that song came about.
These are good messages for the present day.
Yeah, it only became more relevant. That's for sure.
I didn't mention we're recording this right off of Lake Michigan. We're in Rogers Park. I don't even know the name of this particular beach. Chris can back up the fact that all these beaches are confusing to me. I don't know which one is which. We're at the one with the parking lot at the end of Toohey Avenue.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely night. We're in Chicago. It is May 6th. The sun is out. People are walking up and down the beach. I forgot how vibrant. Yeah. After several months of winter and cold, this is really fun to be here. Okay, so the new album Triptych is out. It is the debut. There's the EP before that, Three of Swords. The new album is out on Friday the 9th. Tell me about the release show. Because it's not at a traditional venue, right?
No, it's in the basement of a gallery in Pilsen.
Basement of a gallery? That's going to be a noisy fucking gallery.
Yeah, so this was an artist friend of ours, Joe Suda, used to go by the art name Choke, a street artist in Chicago, and we actually did a video off our EP called FOMO in another space that he had done all the artwork for, and he took part in the video with us, just spray painting on the walls in the background. But he started this gallery in Pilsen, and then has been refurbishing the basement to make it into a venue, sort of like a speakeasy venue. And so we just thought we wanted to be more creative with this album release, and so we bringing our artwork is very vibrant, and Summer Blues, who did the artwork, we feel like it's very much a piece of who we are and what we're doing, and so we wanted to display that artwork in a more unique way than we could in a traditional venue. And then one thing we're doing is we have with Patience 3D glasses that will be available at the show, and some of the artwork we did in 3D. So
Stop it, really?
Yeah, so people can will experience the full 3D show if they attend.
So what you're telling me is that the record release show is really a feast for the senses.
It is.
Audio, visual. I mean, that's fantastic.
A little bit of everything.
You need to evolve to like the John Waters Odorama level.
Oh, it'll be stinky for sure.
It is in the
There's
basement.
gonna be lots of odors. You'll be able to.
And again, for that particular show, it is Orlock and Deep Tunnel Project. Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, top to bottom, that's a show right there.
It is.
All right, so Triptych is, by the time people start watching and hearing this episode, Triptych is out, and it is something well worth your time. Again, going back to that first thing we were talking about, melody is the red thread from start to finish. Like there are big hooks on this. Topically, really interesting, relatable stuff. For a debut album, you guys did it. Congrats.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so anyone need more treats?
I still got plenty of nuts.
Yeah, there's Swedish fish left.
I still got the meat on the floor.
Oh, there's one left.
There's still some meat on the floor I can get.
Still some meat on the floor. And we are by the lake, so the Swedish fish were the appropriate choice.
Absolutely.
Those well
Near
played.
Andersonville was.
All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.